What's going on, guys? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure, back from the holiday weekend, and I had a fair amount of packing to do. So time to take a look, guys, at what sold out of my eBay store over the last few days. This channel about reselling. It's about going to garage sales, estate sales, sometimes Walmart, Target, Home Depot, doesn't matter where. You buy stuff at a price that you think is low that you can then go online and sell it a little higher and make some money. And that's what we've been doing over the last few days. Now, I put my store on extended shipping time because we are out of town for a couple of days for Thanksgiving and for my birthday. I wasn't sure how that was going to impact it. A lot of times when you do a mass change across your store on all of your stuff, it seems like that has a detrimental effect. And initially it didn't. We did pretty well on Wednesday. Thanksgiving, it was actually pretty busy. Friday, pretty busy. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we sold like $18 worth of stuff. It's been a little bit better today here on Sunday, but not much. I mean, looking at just Saturday, Sunday, it's been our worst two-day stretch and certainly our worst weekend, and as long as I can remember. Now, I don't know if that's just part of the eBay up and down roller coaster, if that's, yeah, I don't know what that is. It may have something to do with the extended time and it finally caught up to the store. I don't know, but we do have some things to share with you and a couple of tips on some of those things. So I think it's still some value here in this video. And the first thing is this Boston Celtics hat. I bought this for $1 and sold it for $14 free shipping. Now, what's interesting about this is I think it goes to show that it's okay to just decline straight off. I have offers enabled on pretty much all my stuff, you know, about 98% of it, probably. You know, I don't have it auto accept. I don't have it auto decline. I want to see all the offers that come in. I got no problem just hitting decline and declining an offer. It's easy. And I do that if it's really, really low. Now, I had this thing posted at, I think, $16 and change, something like that, right? Real close to $17, I think. And they sent me an offer of $5. I just hit decline. I know a lot of people say, oh, no, you got to send a message. You got to counter. Nah, you don't. Not if, you know, my feeling is if they're going to disrespect my product and in extension me, I'm not going to take it personal, but I'm also not going to waste my time and send them a counter offer if they're sending something that low. You know, I'm just not going to do it. So they sent an offer of $5. I declined. Said no. Didn't hear back from them until the next day. Then they came back at $8. Now, that was still better, but it's not. It's still like less than half of what I had this thing listed for. So I declined. Come back, I think it was the next day again. You know, they waited like 24 hours in between. Then they came back at 12. And so then it was like, okay, you know what? They're real about this. And that's what I wanted to get across to you is, if somebody's real about it, they're just trying to find a good deal, they will come back. Don't worry about losing them by not sending a message when they lowball you. It's okay just to send them on their way. And if they're interested, they'll come back. Like this guy at 8, declined, came back at 12, and I countered at 14. He took it. Now, it took a while for him to pay. It took 2-3 days for him to actually pay then. I was thinking that was going to be a walk away at the end, but he did. He did pay, and he left me good feedback. He was just somebody trying to find a good deal. And so don't be afraid, guys, to have those offers on. I make a lot of sales on best offers, and I also make sales when the initial contact between myself and the customer was a flat-out decline with no message. It's okay to do that. The next thing that sold, and we've got a fair amount of these, we didn't sell a lot of high-ticket items over the last couple of days, but we sold a lot of smaller items, and they did add up a little bit. Like this 69 Corvette. This part of our big Hot Wheels buy, 25 cents into this thing, and it sold for $6.99 free shipping. So obviously you don't make a whole lot off of that, but you make a couple bucks. These things super easy to list, super easy to ship. It's really, really fast, and you make a few dollars. I'm okay with that, as anybody who's watched the channel knows. A pair of Everlast trunks. I picked this up at Goodwill. I think this was $3 because this was on a half-off coupon. I think I picked these up for $3 and they sold for $23 plus shipping. So keep an eye out for Everlast stuff. It does tend to sell pretty well. Here is another one that you might not think about selling. This Minolta Srt 102 manual. Just a manual for an old 35mm SLR camera. I sold this thing for $10.62 plus $4 and change for shipping. So somebody basically paid about $15 for this old manual. I part out a lot of stuff, and this is one that I think a lot of people don't really know about, is parting out the 35mm cameras. Now, some of these 35mm SLR cameras, the old cameras, Pentax in particular, I've done pretty well with. They can do very well. Very often, some of the stuff isn't worth a whole lot. Now, you want to make sure what you have, right, before, because sometimes it's a better deal just to bundle it up and sell it all out at once. But a lot of times what I'll do is, if there's nothing in there that's spectacular, but there's stuff in there that's, it's okay, I part the thing out. Now, I bought this along with a whole bunch of lenses, with a couple of lens cases, with an old strap. There was another manual in there for a completely unrelated camera for some reason. Camera body, there were a lot of stuff in there. It's the old, you walk up to the garage sale, you see all the stuff overflowing out of one of those old camera bags, right? A lot of times you can part that stuff out and you're going to make a lot more money if you sell it off piece by piece. I mean, I sold the manual for $10.50, guys. Now, it took a while. It's been sitting back there for a little bit, but how easy is this to slip into a mailer? I put it between two pieces of cardboard and slipped it into a mailer and sent it out. And we made $10. It's a great way to make some extra money, is to part out those old 35mm cameras. Now, this next one is the U.S. Army Visual Signs Field Manual. Nothing into this at this point. Got a whole box of these things for $15. This one, not particularly valuable, but again, we made a few dollars. $9.98. Free shipping on this. Back to the Hot Wheels cars. This was a sort of a limited edition, special edition. It was from Snap-on, the W Uzi. This, again, about 25 cents in, and we sold it for $9.98. Free shipping. Now we're into the ornaments, guys. Christmas stuff, absolutely selling. In the last videos, you saw we sold a bunch of Hallmark ornaments. I kept selling them in this video. This Santa, it's a countdown to Christmas. You set like the digital timer as it hangs on your tree, and it'll count down. My assumption is there's an alarm at the end. Not sure. But I picked this up during the spring, actually, at the Hallmark store. They were clearing out a bunch of old ornaments, and I picked up a whole bunch of them. We are now almost out. I think I've got 2 left, maybe. And we're going to keep one of these Santas. So I'm just down to the menorah. That's all I got left. I got a Menorah Ornament. We paid $1 for each of these, and this sold for $12.74 plus shipping. Now, that wasn't the only one that we sold this weekend, because we also sold this Santa for $12.74 plus shipping. I had 5 of them at one point. Actually, 7 of them. We're keeping one. Gave one to my sister, actually, because I knew she would enjoy that. So we're doing well off of these little ornaments. This Rig Wrecker, again, Hot Wheels pickup, 20 or 25 cents in, and it sold for $9.98. Free shipping. The Oneida Victor #1 trap. I picked this up at a recent estate sale. I knew I was only going to get about 15 or 20 bucks out of this. I went during the second or third day. Everything was half off. I think it was actually the third day, right at the very end. So everything in the place was half off. Pretty much picked clean. But I saw this sitting there at 10 bucks. Knew I could get it for 5 and probably sell it for 15 or 20. Why not? These actually have pretty good sell-through rates. So this sold for $15.04 plus shipping. Back to the Hallmark Santas, $1 in, $12.74 plus shipping on this guy. Then we got some more Hot Wheels. There's a lot of smalls this weekend, guys. The Range Rover, the Dodge Challenger, and the Ford Falcon. All 3 of these going out to the same buyer. This for a grand total of $28.21. Now, 2 of those were set to free shipping, but one of them had shipping on it, thankfully. So when you combine them, they still paid for shipping on those. So I love when folks come in and buy multiples, so you make a little bit more money that way. This Harley Davidson t-shirt from San Francisco. Cool t-shirt. I sent out an offer on this, took a couple bucks off, and they bit. I believe I paid $1 for this, and they bought it for $18.99. Back to Santa. This was our last one, $1 in, and he sold for, yeah, $12.74 plus shipping. Now, this baby deer plush. I really no comps on this particular thing. I wasn't really sure when I picked it up. Believe this came earlier this summer. I'm pretty sure this was part of the big pile of plush I picked up at one particular garage sale, which means I probably paid 50 cents for this guy. And he's actually going overseas. He's going to Germany. I went back and forth with the buyer on this one. We bounced numbers back and forth, finally settled on 24 euros. So after fees and after shipping, we end up profiting about $8 on a plush. I'm good with that. He slipped into a box. I taped it shut. Really, really easy. We are done with the Santa ornaments, but we're not done with Santa because we've got this vintage Santa molded celluloid. This pretty cool piece, stamped Hong Kong. I sold one of them already for the same price, $20.99. I picked these up. I can't remember. It was either $1 or 50 cents for the pair of them. So we're hardly into this thing at all, and it sold for good money. I've got some candy canes that I now need to list. I haven't listed them just because they were a little bit bigger, and I didn't kind of want to fiddle with figuring out what box to ship that in. But I'm sure it's going to sell. Santa has sold twice now, so those things will sell. I got to post those this week because the Christmas stuff is absolutely selling. If you've got it sitting in your death pile, pick up the Christmas stuff, get it listed. The Christmas-specific decorating, ornament stuff. People are now putting that stuff up. They're online. They're looking for things. So get Christmas up, guys. This is a moose. That's a bear, and they're in a canoe. I don't know. Picked this up for about $1. I bundled it with a whole bunch of other stuff and bounced back and forth with some numbers on this buyer and settled at $11 plus shipping. We've got a couple more Hot Wheels now. The Kenworth Big Rig, a quarter in, and it sold for $8.54. Free shipping. Actually sold two of these. The other one went for a little bit more. This one had a little bit of damage to the bubble on it, so I discounted it a little bit. And actually, this was an offer. I think it was set at right about $9, and I took a little bit off to get a watcher to bite on that. And then this Ford Wrecker, again, 25 cents in, and $3.49 plus shipping. So I know a lot of folks aren't going to want to sell some of that lower dollar stuff, but you know what? If I didn't have that in the store, I would have had a really silent weekend. As it is pretty slow, but those little sales pick up, and I think they work as stocking stuffers. That was my hope when I picked them up, and I think that's what's going on right now. So pretty good weekend, all things considered, especially since we had the store on vacation mode. I appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm going to see if we can line up our show. So keep an eye on your alerts. If you don't have that set, hit that bell. That'll let you know when we have new shows up. We'll let you know when we go live. And I think we're going to go live tonight, but I'm still waiting on a confirmation. It's been a long weekend. We've been out of town just back for today. So I need to get on that. If not, we'll see you back here next time. But if we do have it, I'll see you back here tonight, 8 p.m. for our Keeping It Real interview. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.